So I'm going to start with some hot Italian sausage into a preheated nonstick skillet at medium heat. I'm using my large 12-inch because we're going to make the sauce and then put the pasta in here. So you want just a nice big space to make your dish. So I'm going to add the sausage in. And I actually like to add a touch of olive oil to start my sausage off, just to get the fat rendering and get it cooking. And I'm going to use just one of my utensils to start breaking that up. I'm going to let this sausage cook down for a little bit. And in the meantime, we can go ahead and start making our sauce in our blender. And that's going to get poured into the pasta at the very end. So for our sauce, this one's really fun because it's a little bit different. It has some ingredients that you might think sound a little strange, but when they all come together, it adds the perfect kind of fresh salinity to this dish. Again, paired with the sausage, it gives like fresh and meaty all at once. So I'm going to walk you through this. I have here about a half a cup each of basil and parsley. So again, really herby. I love this right now. It's the beginning of summer here, so I have fresh herbs growing in my backyard that I can throw into my blender. And then I have a green onion. Again, it adds a little just brightness to the dish. And then we're going to add in some green olives. And I know that sounds really strange, and even people who aren't olive people might totally turn your nose up at this, but it adds this saltiness to the sauce that's really, really good. So when it all gets blended up together, you won't really taste the olives, but you're going to taste this flavor that really brightens up the dish and just hits your palate a little bit different. And then a little apple cider vinegar, again, to wake up the sauce a bit. And then some lemon juice. And I'm going to use my juicer right here just to get the juice of half a lemon right into the blender. And then I'm also to add some lemon zest. Whenever I juice a lemon, I also zest it. The zest is really where you're going to get some awesome flavor. So just zest straight into the blender. You get all of that brightness coming right off that lemon. Whenever you zest, though, be careful. You don't want to go too deep. You just want to get the yellow part. You don't want to get into the white. Otherwise, it gets really bitter. And a microplane is honestly one of my favorite utensils in the kitchen because I grate my garlic, I grate ginger, I do all my zesting. So I always have my microplane on hand because honestly, citrus zest is probably one of like my biggest secrets in the kitchen. It brightens up any dish. So I'm going to break this up a little bit more, and then we'll go back to the sauce and get that blended up. All right, sausage is looking good. And now I'm going to finish this. So it's almost going to be like a vinaigrette because we have the acid with the lemon juice and the vinegar, and then I'm adding a bunch of olive oil in here, and we're going to put the top on and just let it go. So for this, I like to use a short pasta because it eats really well with the sausage. So you can get bites of sausage and pasta and all the sauce in at once. So I prefer kind of a shorter pasta with this, but if you like fettuccine or spaghetti, you can certainly use that with this. Pappardelle might even work really well too. So now I'm going to take a garlic clove, and we're just going to smash that with our chef's knife and just chop that up really nicely. I purposely chose one of the brighter colored knives for this dish because obviously the sauce is green, and so I just wanted to add some kind of fun to it. So it's kind of fun when you have different utensils that have some color. I am very much a neutrals person, so for me to step out of my comfort zone with color, it's nice when it's like just something classy like a knife, not like the entire kitchen. So I really appreciate just adding a little bit of color that way. And then I'm going to add that straight to the pan. We're gonna let that cook for about 30 seconds. Then I'm also gonna add in about a 1/4 teaspoon of some red pepper flakes, just to add a little bit of heat. Once that garlic hits and the red pepper with the sausage, smell is just like so good. And then again, going on the springtime theme, asparagus is starting to be in season right now. So I have some fresh asparagus that I'm going to chop and add right into the dish. And we're gonna let those go for a couple minutes to allow them to soften. So this is cooking down, and now I'm gonna add in a touch of white wine. You don't have to add this. You can add in some chicken broth if you want, or maybe even some vinegar to brighten it up. But I'm adding a 1/4 cup of wine. And I'm gonna let this cook down for just a couple minutes, let that alcohol cook off. So we're really just left with the essence of the white wine and some of that acidity to brighten up the dish. That's gonna cook for a minute. And then after this is cooked, we're basically done with our pasta. It comes together so fast. And in a large skillet like this, it works really well because we have high sides, it's non-stick, so we're not working on really having to deglaze or scrape anything up from the pan. And you can even take this pan and go directly to the table with it. So you can just serve your family directly from stovetop to table. Put a oven mitt down, put it in the middle of the table, and let your family just go at it. With some crusty bread too, and this green sauce. It just makes the perfect spring summer dish. So this is going to continue to cook, and then we are almost done. Okay, our sauce is ready. So the wine is cooked off, and so next thing I'm going to do is add our pasta into this. Allow the fat and the wine to coat the pasta before we add the sauce in. So I take my pasta and really let the fat coat it. I drain my pasta a little bit al dente, so now when it's in here, it's going to continue to finish cooking with the heat that's in the pan. And you also always want to reserve a little bit of the pasta cooking water, especially when we're adding the sauce in at the end. So in case you need to thin your sauce out a little bit, you can do that. Now we get our green sauce. Let me pour that right over. It's absolutely gorgeous. So delicious. And such like a fun color. I mean, it's just so bright. Screams spring, summer. And you can see in this pan, like nothing's sticking to it, so it makes it so easy to just throw this pasta together. And then to finish off our pasta, we're gonna add in some grated Parmesan cheese. So that, again, just brings everything together. And for those cheese lovers in the family, now you've made everybody happy. So we got the meat lovers, we got the veggie lovers, we got the cheese lovers. So again, this is like a perfect dish for everybody. And you can see how well that sauce just coats the pasta. It almost looks like the pasta has literally turned green. And we are good to go. So I'm gonna grab my plate. And we just easily serve this up. Pour it straight there. And then I find my zester again and finish with a little bit of lemon zest right over top. And I like to always drizzle a little bit of olive oil over top. We are donezo. Sometimes I surprise myself when I taste things. This dish is so good. You can taste the meatiness from the sausage. It adds that perfect kind of bite, salinity, really rounds out the dish. And then the sauce with the olives I swear you have to try this.